Hey, this is Jim. A few months ago on one of our Topic Thunder episodes, we asked the question, who is on your fitness Mount Rushmore? And I think that we all agreed that Louie Simmons was one of those figures. Louie has passed away, and we would just like to acknowledge that his knowledge, intuition, and sheer force of will brought about change to the world of lifting. And it's a debt that we can never repay. Rest in peace, Louie.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3sb.co. The American traditional vibe is officially live. So we got some hoodies, bunch of tees, my favorite tees. If you grab the last drop, this one I'm wearing. If you're watching video, if not, you got to imagine how great I look. Same cut, same fit, new colorway, new design. I'm loving the logo. It seems like the feedback and everything, you guys are loving this. Maybe our favorite yet. So check it out, 3sb.co.
Yep. Okay, so we have a question from the Discord today for this One Good Question segment, our Friday show. This is from Keith Honeycutt, and the question is, actually, it's a multi-part question.
Give it to him, Keith.
Will time travel ever be possible? Would you ever want to travel in time? When would you like to visit? And if you could lunch with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be? Okay, so we're going to say dead and in the past.
Okay,
so
one at a time here.
One at a time.
First one, will time travel be a thing?
Yes.
I've watched a lot of sci-fi, and I know you as well.
Yeah.
And you're probably more educated on fake sci-fi and fake time travel than I am.
Yeah.
I think some movies try to do it semi-real.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick one to point to right now, I'm probably going Interstellar.
Okay.
That would be what it will look like.
All
Rather
right.
than like, have you seen, you probably haven't watched a lot of it, but Family Guy does a bunch of time travel episodes.
I used to watch Family Guy all the
Yeah,
time.
and then there's like a multiverse, and then there's a million Peter Griffins running around.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I do think there's probably something with speed, black holes, probably speed, meaning how fast we're moving, that you and I can get to a speed where our perceived time and this world's time aren't aligned. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't think we can reverse that, and you and I are going to be in the medieval times, but I think that will, like, stall our time in a way.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense? That's kind of what Interstellar does. And he's kind of in a different dimension, but he's just stuck in this black hole. So I think, yes, it's probably a thing, but not press a button, end up in 1200.
But he did affect the past in Interstellar.
Yeah, that part I'm iffy
Not a
on.
lot, but enough.
That part I'm iffy on. He did. So I don't know about that one. But I don't know. I have no real answer. But my head goes that, like, you and I hop in this machine and it's 1:35 here, and we blast off of this machine for an hour. But then when we stop the machine, it's 1:36 here.
Right.
You know, something like that I see, which is time travel. Because we burnt a bunch of time, or the opposite.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about affecting the past.
Okay, so like Back to the Future, when the dog goes forward in time.
Yeah. When there's a glitch, but not
Right.
when they hopped in the whip. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Probably. Because that just seems of what we understand science to be right now in our wheelhouse. Now, a fucking alien shows up tomorrow, or we discover spirits and shit, and who knows what's actually. There's so much going on, we have no clue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was listening to like, we don't know shit about shit. We know like top 3 steps on everything. I think it's even airplanes. Like, we can't exactly describe the exact reason it flies, but we can have a mathematical equation to get something to fly, but we can't explain it. Kind of like gravity.
Lift. I mean, there is a scientific principle behind it, but it is like,
I swear, if you Google can you describe? They can't break it down.
You're creating a low pressure area in front of a high pressure area. And
I don't know. I fucking watched some science show, and that's what they said.
anyway, my feeling about the time travel thing is that if it were possible, we would know, because we would have noted it already. It would have, like, our lifetimes, enough shit has gone on that if somebody could have come back and changed something, they would have done it.
That's why I say we're probably only moving like that stall move forward. Because I agree. But I guess the argument then would be only a few people know it.
Yeah.
And they adjusted our shit.
Yeah, I mean...
And that's why JFK got shot.
Yeah, they call them time paradoxes, where if you go back in time and change something that...
Yeah, or butterfly effect type shit.
But, yeah. So I don't think it's really going to happen in any sort of significant way like you see in the movies or TV shows.
No.
I think it's in some ways too bad, just because it would be nice to fix some things.
But it is true. If you fix something you think is bad, then the hypothetical Kyle gave, this isn't me, kill Hitler as a kid.
Yeah, that's
as a teen,
that's a fairly common one.
Maybe as an 18-year-old to make it more morally sensible.
Yeah.
Right? But then we don't know what negative may come of that.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Mussolini still does some shit. Or, you know what I mean? Maybe Mussolini gets more eager, or who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Right? That's the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
What you may seemingly be doing something good, or seemingly be doing something innocent. Mm. You and I we want to buy the first Kit Kat bar and just see what it tastes like. But who the fuck knows what happens from that ripple?
Yeah.
Our trash has to go here, and then that trash is over there, and then who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. It's always kind of a thought exercise about what you wish you'd known, too.
Sure,
like
yeah,
if you
hindsight.
go back and tell yourself something, like what would it be? But I always struggle with that one, too, because I'm not sure which thing is going to make the most difference. Like,
I don't know. A lotto ticket number would be nice.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And this seems innocent.
It does seem innocent. Yeah, when Biff Tannen stole the almanac in Back to the Future, too.
Yeah, I just throw a little bit of cash at Facebook in 2005 or whatever.
Yeah. Right?
Bitcoin or whatever in 2003.
There's a movie called Frequency where this guy is able to, because of like an extended aurora borealis, talk to the past. And he tells I can't remember if it's a friend or if it's a relative or whatever, essentially to invest in Yahoo.
Yeah.
And
they
when
do it in like a Hot Tub Time Machine. Makes a joke about all that.
Yeah. Hot Tub Time Machine's got to be like the worst version of
really good
of time travel.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make any fucking sense at all, and yet it's hysterical.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Because that one's even different though than sci-fi if we want to take it semi-serious, right? Because they go back in time, but they have their consciousness in that time's body, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not adults. There's not two of them. It's just their consciousness goes back in time, kind of. That seems a little more innocent.
Yeah. And maybe more doable. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess right. As soon as I don't know. Now that I think about that, because there's all these movies coming out about uploading consciousness to new carcasses. Something like that may be able to time travel because the internet, like a computer,
right,
is just fucking ones and O's.
Right.
You throw that bitch back to 1970 somehow.
Yeah.
And now you're in a computer in fucking 1970.
Yeah.
That should be a movie. Someone write a script.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, like. Maybe the most critical one might be, get it in writing. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Get involved in a different kind of lifting earlier in my life when I was not so beat up. That'd be probably a thing.
I don't think I have any.
From a training standpoint.
Got a lotto tickets all I got.
Like if I could really go back past, further back past my lifetime. I'm kind of fascinated with genealogy and stuff. It's like there's stories I just don't know.
Yeah, meet some ancient cousins or something.
Yeah, even my grandparents and great grandparents are. There's a lot there that I just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know at all. My mother-in-law is going through a process right now. Somebody in the family bought her Storyworth or something like that, where basically it's a memory blogging site. But it isn't like open. It's your family has access to it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And she's enjoying it, and that's cool, but who knows whether she's remembering it the way it really happened,
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like the legend of myths, right? You pass enough stories down by mouth, by word from 10 generations.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my uncle was Hercules.
So,
where do we want to go?
Yeah, where would you want to go?
I think nowhere. Right? As much as our world is fucked right now, we're also kind of in one of the best times of all time, right? Like, I don't got to worry about a bunch of random shit. But, like, a day in Leave It to Beaver time would be kind of lit.
In the 50s?
Yeah, just be able to,
60s?
ride my bike everywhere. That's something I missed as a kid. Growing up, California's kind of that way, and I know there's some towns so people maybe can't relate, but you don't, walk. And you're definitely not letting your kids, not that you're about to totally get shot, but our roads aren't made for it, our sidewalks aren't made for it, and it is, a little grimier. But because I remember going to Cleveland to visit my dad's family as a kid, as, 10 years old, and his best friends' kids were around my age, a little bit older, and we're hanging out, and the guys are like, let's go play baseball. I was okay, and I'm waiting to get in the car, and they're like, let's go. And we just fucking schmopped down, and I just felt like a Sandlot. I felt Stranger Things. For the first time in my life, I'm 11 years old, hopping on my bike, and we rode a mile, I could walk down my block. And my parents are like, you should probably head home,
Yeah, because your childhood was post-Stranger Danger.
Not only that, but we were surrounded by a big old super fast road. It wasn't a freeway, but people were going 50 miles per hour plus.
Almost like an expressway kind of thing.
Yeah. California often has major roads, and other cities might too. But it's sometimes a 3-laner, and people are hauling ass.
Right.
So something like that would be cool. Yeah, go get a hot dog for a nickel, that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
just seems cool. Drive-in theaters. Yeah, Grease Lightning type shit.
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I think that I would like maybe to go. Maybe two different times. One of them being probably late 1800s, early 1900s.
Lewis and Clark, I guess a little bit after.
Yeah, in that. Well, we had big cities. New York was big. San Francisco was growing. Yeah. There was
Boston was probably decent.
Yeah, there's a lot about the culture of that time that we just don't totally understand because things were much. Entertainment was much more developed than we really wanted to put our finger on at this point. The architecture is cool, and just to see what things look
even
like.
Sacramento. Yeah, maybe not 1800, but right. So there's 40, 19. It's pretty cool, and we have a lot of that.
1860s.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, about there. And then maybe early colonial times because I know that I have ancestors that came.
You're trying to get on the boat and float with them.
I just want to see or what led up to them getting on the boat. That might be the even cooler part.
The vibe around that time would probably be cool. And we might get some lashback for colonization. We're not speaking to that. But, the vibe would be cool. I wonder if they're actually crazy excited, there's this new world, or if it's more like a panic. Because they were leaving what they didn't like.
I think it's a little bit of everything.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But, the exciting part would be fun. Oh, my God, we get to do whatever we want here.
Yeah.
Right? That's probably a new vibe that no one will ever feel again.
Yeah.
But...
unless we go to space or whatever,
Yeah, true. It's probably a similar feel, I guess, because you're excited to go to Mars, but you're also panicking man, I hope we can make plants and oxygen, or whatever.
Yeah. Or people coming here thinking, well, I'm going to get a disease. Or
The problem with choosing time periods any further back than either of us did is that, if you get the wrong card, you're done, right? Yeah. I'd be like, medieval time would be sick if I was a king, right?
Yeah.
Medieval time, if I show up and I got fucking whatever disease and I'm eating rat to live, that doesn't sound fun anymore.
Yeah. Michael Crichton, I can't remember the name of it, wrote a time travel book, and that they made a really terrible movie out of. Really awful. The book was halfway decent, not great, halfway decent, but the movie was so fucking awful. But it was medieval times, so the Dark Ages. Because if you think about it, if you change the course of history, how would anybody know? Because the Dark Ages were, dark.
And the amount of communication is less than 1% than we have in the year 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the last one? Who you want to hang out with?
Yeah.
All I got is modern folks, too. The first one that comes to mind is probably Muhammad Ali, just because I think there's an amount of courage, obviously, from what he did, but also just pure entertainment. He's so witty.
Do you want to interact with him, or do you just want to be close enough to watch him be himself?
Yeah, either way. Probably either way. Watching him, and I've watched all the recordings, but watching a live studio interview of him, I don't know if it was ESPN at the time, it was probably ABC, shit like that. Just how fucking sharp he was.
Him and Howard Cosell
talking
to each
so
other.
Fucking funny.
That'd be
it's
intense,
so funny. So stuff like that. Beyond that, I can't really think, without getting too deep. I don't want to go there. And then I don't have that many heroes. Some people are like, man, Abe Lincoln, fucking love that.
See,
I don't have any of that.
Abe Lincoln's on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
Or a Robin Williams would be fucking, there's, but these are all modern day-ish.
Mork and Mindy era Robin Williams?
And I think Robin,
or
R.I.P. for real. I think he was always kind of sick mentally, so I don't think it went bad. You know what I mean? Like even 2006, Robin Williams, I think he'd still be dope to be around.
Yeah, I think I think the deal was, I think his family said that he had Lewy body dementia, which...
Oh, did he? I thought it was all mental health.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know I honestly don't know what his mental health situation was before that. I think he was maybe not always as happy as he carried himself off to be, but toward the end, he was actually, according to the family, sick with something.
I didn't know that.
And was very symptomatic and made him... depression is one of the things that hits you when...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure depression had been a thing, because all quotes I've ever read by him are all a little dark.
Yeah. Well, he could definitely go there for sure. But, no, the Lincoln thing, like... For me, it's trying to see the unfiltered person.
Yeah, because there's just no way.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there's no way with any of our history people.
Yeah. History can be complete bullshit. Yeah. Memory is a real challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, the way memory tends to work is that when you talk about something that happened in the past, something that you remember, you unpack that memory. I mean, when you repack it the way you told it, but what you told it may not be exactly what happened.
That's an issue with, obviously our courtrooms and how things go, but even like writing books and family memories and
eyewitnesses are not reliable, even though they're trying to be.
Even deeper than that, right? Like perception is such a thing.
Yeah.
That no one sees the same thing the same way. Even if I was fully capable of perfectly replicating what I saw, it would be different than what you saw.
Yeah.
And like you said, all the memory stuff in between is always cloudy.
And taste and whatever. You have to go no further than Twitter or YouTube comment section or whatever to realize that people see the same thing dramatically differently.
Which is interesting. So, you think Abe's near your top? What's another? Yeah, I only have like pop culture thing. Like fucking. Moses. Sure, that'd be sick. I don't know. Like
I'm sure that none of that went down the way it was recorded.
Yeah, I would love to see Noah's Ark. I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like if that really happened.
Yeah, but then I'm walking
around. And how would you ever know? Like where would you?
Yeah, what button do I hit on my time machine?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know.
When was that supposed to be?
Yeah, and where? I mean, I know they know where, but they don't know where.
Yeah, they don't know where. They all it is how it's described.
And every 10 years they find a piece of the boat.
Yeah, or not.
Or driftwood.
Or driftwood, yeah.
Yeah, I think Muhammad Ali, Robin Williams, probably my top.
Yeah.
I'll stamp it.
I would, Kennedy's a possibility too. I recently read or listened to, because I don't read anything anymore, a book that Kennedy, before he became president and a little after. It's a historical fiction kind of thing. I think that would be interesting.
Kennedy's a good one, I think, because he's modern enough that things are slightly more accurate than our joke of Noah.
Yeah.
Although the memory and everything comes into play. And it seems, I'm sure there's somebody who'll say something, but it seems like he's fucking likable. On all sides.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of a cool one too. Be like, hey man, I know you don't know this. 80 years from now, everyone still thinks you're kind of rad. Like, how did you get everyone to think you're kind of rad?
Right.
Not just one, because there's obviously heroes on either side politically or your personal opinion.
Yeah.
Like some people might hate Muhammad Ali for whatever reason,
I think that the rap is kind of like he had the charisma and Bobby had the brains.
Yeah. I saw the one movie. Is it called Bobby? I saw when I was a kid and I didn't really know what was going on.
There's a Bobby movie that
not a kid, but like
Emilio Estevez directed.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
I saw that.
Yeah,
maybe 15 years old, right, or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
like I was young enough to be lost, but I was old enough to know like who these people were.
Yeah,
that was decent. But yeah, same thing. Like how fucking true is that?
Or any of it.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can do is I read some books by another author, Eric Larson. It's history, but it's like, and it's not. There's not really a fiction component to it, but he does a lot of research that tries to bring as much authenticity to the spots in between.
He'll grab a couple perspectives and tie them in, maybe.
Right. And that always feels very real to me. But so that seems like the closest, but who knows?
I got an argument, I think, probably with my mom for sure at some point, but definitely a teacher, and it may piss off academics. But I basically made that argument. I was like, me telling you something for so long.
Yeah.
Books have been written down as knowledge.
Right.
And I'm not saying you can't get smart from books and you can't learn a ton. Mm-hmm. You can learn a ton. But my point was that me writing it and me telling you whatever is inaccurate will still be inaccurate regardless of the medium I choose to share with. And people, and I don't know if my teacher didn't get it or I didn't explain it as clear, but we got a big old fight. He's like, no, books are, I think it was with the whole footnote thing. I don't know what that is anymore. You know, but like in high school, for me, the internet was just starting to boom. Like obviously the internet had been around, but it's the thing. And they're like, you can't use internet in essays.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I'm
so like Wikipedia and stuff.
Yeah, and Wikipedia was sketchier back then. People would edit it, and
it's still pretty sketchy.
No, but like people would edit it within like minutes, and it wouldn't get changed for weeks. You know, you'd be talking about Noah, and it said like Noah had a German Shepherd, and you're like, like shit like that happened all the time. And now I think it happens, but it gets fixed or corrected quickly.
Yeah, they say that people go to different schools than they went to, or that they have kids they don't have, and stuff like that.
Or small ones where you don't know, and it says like, oh, Michael Jordan's 5'6", and whatever. But so I think that's what started the argument. And one, it was me being a lazy student, and two, it was me trying to say that like, but all this could be.
Yeah, but at the same time, like printed encyclopedias that you were probably expected to use at the time don't really exist anymore.
100. Well, yeah,
they don't make new ones.
I don't even know what high school is. And I'm sure, you got to get encyclopedia.com membership or something.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
All right, that seems thorough enough for this. We might revisit it another time. If we go back in time to this time, it might actually be longer the next time, and it'd be different with a different outcome.
50%facts.com. Join the Discord if you want a chance to be featured on the show. If you want a chance to win some merch from good company, Jim and I, 3rd Street Barbell, 3sb.co. I'm Silent Mike. Everywhere you want to find me. Give us a rating review. Be sure to share this on social media. Love to hear from you guys. And we'll catch you every Wednesday and Friday.
And I'm at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show, 50% Facts. We're percentage of word, and 50 is just numbers. And we'll be back at you next Wednesday with a brand new show.